Hello, good evening, and good day. So, I recently heard about, not recently, but the Velma show got me thinking about all the, what's the word I'm looking for? All the woke crap that Hollywood and every other corporation, Marvel, whatever you want to call, have been putting out. Now, I am not a paid professional. I'm just some cunt. Um, I'm just some schmuck with a YouTube channel and a too much time on his hands some days. Now, I've decided I'm going to try to make, woke characters, woke works, fiction. I'm going to try and make them good. Fuck if I know if they're actually gonna be good. Fuck if I know if anyone's gonna like them. But I'm pretty sure with my imagination, I can do a pretty fucking decent job than some of these paid fucking shows. Now, full disclosure, full knowledge, or whatever you want to call it. My dream job or my desire is to be a writer. Now, I've been writing since I was fucking small. I've been writing since before, little short stories and whatnot, just shit that I felt maybe somebody wants to hear. I don't know. So, again, this is going to be the inaugural episode of this. Hopefully it works. I'm tackling the new warriors. Dan Kibblesmith, this gentleman here, in March of 2020, he put out this video, blog, essay, I don't know, of his new warriors, which included characters like Trailblazier here, Be Negative, Snowflake and Safespace. Oh, God, Jesus Christ, it's going to be a long night. In Screentime. And I have to give it to Danny Boy here. He does have quite the resume, if you will. He worked for the late night show with Colbert as a staff writer, and I'm reading this off his Wikipedia page. So he's authored books like Princess Dinosaur, We Wish You a Harley Christmas, DC Holiday Carols, Santa's Husband, and let me read you the description of Santa's Husband that Wikipedia gives. Santa's Husband was inspired by a humorous tweet by Kibblesmith, who heard of someone employed as a Santa in the Mall of America who happened to be black. He wrote that he would tell future children that Santa Claus was black and any white Santa Claus was Santa's husband. Now, that's not the description of the book per se, but it's the inspiration. So you can clearly get a picture of the type of person that wrote these characters, or created these characters. And you may be asking yourself, why am I taking, or why am I doing this, or why do I feel the need to do this? From a writing standpoint, any character can be a good character, in a sense. Not necessarily a heroic character or villain in a way, but I'm just saying a well-rounded character who is so much more than the sum of their parts. What's the word I'm looking for? Layman's terms, your characters don't have to be dog shit. So, let's start with Screentime. The worst of the bunch. Well, no, I take that back. The worst of the bunch is yet to come. And reading from a Marvel article from Marvel.com, published March 17, 2020. Just give you a quick blurb about their powers and whatnot, or their characters. A meme-obsessed super team whose brains become connected to the internet after becoming exposed to his grandfather's experimental internet gas. Now he can see augmented reality and real-time maps and can instantly Google any fact. All right, let's try to make him better. Ditch the backstory about some damn internet gas. So, I believe the TV show was called Alphas, if I'm not mistaken. It was a sci-fi production, if I'm not mistaken, where it was essentially mutants. And there was this one character who people, when you first get introduced to him, you think he's autistic because he's flicking stuff in the air and he's scanning, he's moving his hands right weirdly and whatnot. But in a few more scenes, you actually see what he sees. He's seeing digital waves. He sees digital signals. I think that will be a good power for someone called Screentime. And you get away from this meme obsessed shit, because just because he's a teenager doesn't mean he's meme obsessed. Instead of having it being an experimental internet gas, maybe an accident. He's walking outside one day and he gets punched in the eye by a bunch of bullies, for all I know. And now he can see digital signals. Pretty good ability. Random accident, now you can see digital signals. Ditch the real-time mapping shit, because honestly, that's kind of dumb. I'm pretty sure with his super team, he's traveling in the most sophisticated of technology, maybe a super plane. Sorry, I forgot to say this earlier. I have not read the New Warriors at all. So most of my critiques are just based off what I know and what I can see. I don't read crap, which modern entertainment Marvel comics have fucking become. Where was I? Again, he can see digital signals. He can see radio waves. He can literally pick up on transmissions of information. He can see the streams. So instead of him him being able to Google shit in real time or pull up real time maps, he can listen into police fucking broadband signals. He can see information. He can track people via the data stream of information. Now, the way I envision this working is that there's a shit ton of lines that he got filtered through. So he's more an Oracle-esque character where it's all information. He isn't a frontline fighter. He's more of a backline type character. At least in my interpretation of this crap. A cool weakness for him would be basically wood. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I do believe that wood kind of sucks for a signal. So trees are kind of, you don't have much of a signal in wooded areas for basic cell phones and whatnot. Again, from my understanding, I could be wrong, but it would be an interesting, any plant-based villain would instantly be his bane. Any villain that does not use tech would be his bane. It would be his blind spot. And we're fighting Dr. Mr. Tree Man, or we're fighting, primitive dude. Okay, I guess I'm useless. I would ditch the futuristic look and just give him some. Ditch the headpiece with the tappy parts. Give him some darker colors. That neon green is just hideous. Ain't got much to say about this one. Let's move on to. We'll do B negative next. Jesus, a vampire. Alright, again, little blurb here. A teen living vampire exposed to Michael Morbius's blood as a child in a rogue but life-saving medical procedure. He still ages like a regular kid, but has all the abilities of Morbius. He's obsessed with all the music and attitude of the classic long past decade, like the 90s and the 2000s. The world is a vampire. So am I. Jesus Christ. First thing I would do is ditch the life-saving rogue procedure and have it that this guy is Morbius's kid. It would give him a deeper connection to a legacy character, Michael Morbius. The whole aging like a regular person is kind of dumb. I would make him have the agent of a regular vampire. So either not at all or extremely slow. With his character, you can play up aspects of, or with this new character that is Morbius's son and ages like a vampire. You know, you could have that he realizes that eventually he'll have to watch his friends, his family, or whatever's left of his family, everyone around him slowly age and die. And you could always play up that he's a bit suicidal with his cavalier attitude is a mask. Like, this guy's fucking broken. Like, once he realized that, well, shit, I'm gonna outlive everybody I ever loved. If I do fall in love with somebody or someone, they're going to be. I'm gonna still be here when they're old and gray, and I'm just gonna have to watch them die. You know, and you could have that from the look of him. You could have that his whole obsession with the past is more of a, to you it's 10 years ago. For me, it's like 20 minutes. I'm going to blink and you guys are going to be gone. You know, this would make his character far more tragic, you know, make his attitude and his I love the music of the classic age of the 90s and whatnot, and it's all a facade to keep himself from just going insane. You create an interesting character. I would ditch the name B negative too. I would have him either be, you know, Morbius 2, Electric Boogaloo, or maybe something that isn't a pun on blood, because from what it seems like, he doesn't need to drink blood. I would ditch the hairstyle and have him rock a more 90s 2000 appropriate haircut. He seems glam rock when he should be, you know, hip hop. You know, again, that was the popular music of the 90s, you know, rap. Oh, God, Jesus Christ. What have I gotten myself into? You know, I'm just on the second character and I'm already wanting to gouge my eyes out. Not much else I can do with this one. Again, ditch the cut. How about rock a full bald head? You know, ditch the tights. Throw some jeans on. You know, maybe play up. Have him have a normal look that he's trying to blend in. Even with the facial expressions, a great villain for him would be Blade or a reoccurring villain, because again he is a vampire, and I don't necessarily say Blade is a villain, but more of a casual, I hate your guts because you're a vampire, but I need to work with you type deal. Hell, if his stint in the New Warriors don't work out, he can always go hunt vampires with Blade. You know, maybe hunt down his father and talk to him. Let's tackle Trailblazier next. Oh Lord, jeez. All right, so what's to say about her? All right, So this is her blurb. A regular kid scooped up into a world of teenage superhero. Her magic backpack is actually a pocket dimension with seemingly infinite space from which she can pull out useful and random objects. It's not always under her control. She claims to have the powers from a god, but not the god you're thinking of. Okay, I can work with this one. I can really work with this one. I played enough D&D to know she simply has a bag of fucking holding, or an infinite hole, or a handy haversack. But I was thinking about this on the way home from work, and I'm reminded of I believe it was a quote about Wolverine. Not a quote, but brief synopsis about Wolverine when he was first created. Originally, the creators wanted to have it where it was the suit that had the the claws, and that his power was just the healing factor. But one of the creators said, well, anyone that could put on the suit and they could be Wolverine, and they didn't want that. And that's how I'm feeling about the backpack. Even if it was given to her by a god, anybody could take the backpack and use the backpack. So essentially Trailblazier loses her only reason for being on the team. So let's ditch the backpack and make that Trailblazier is, with a name like Trailblazier, it shouldn't be about her backpack. It should be more about, she has maybe she has, maybe she has phasing abilities. Like, she can always find a way in. Doors and shit don't matter to her. She just walks in. She's sort of like Kitty Pryde, where Kitty could phase through solid objects and the floor and the ground and whatnot, which was a good power with great applications. There was nothing you could lock her out of. She couldn't be imprisoned or trapped by most means, but most conventional means, because she would just phase right through it. Why not make Trailblazier similar to that? She's able to phase through. Or, here's an interesting power for her that would fit her even better. She has limited teleportation. And you could keep the god aspect, and maybe she's the avatar of we'll say Janice, the god of doorways, where if she knows where she's going, she can go to any door and maybe perform a ritual, or maybe turn the knob and concentrate on where she wants to go, and bam, she's there. I get it. It doesn't have much combat applications. It kind of does. Like, if you need to get in and get out, she's perfect. You can rescue. If you know the location of hostages, you can have her open up a doorway. Maybe give her some sort of weapon, have her defending the doorway while the team is extracting the hostages. Bam, you've instantly gotten home, and when the enemy tried to open up the door, it leads to the broom closet. Like, it leads to nowhere. It leads to a brick wall. You ever want to expand her powers, you can always add in maybe we're saying that Janice is the god. Maybe have that she is kind of. Maybe we do give her back the phasing ability. You know, she is essentially Kitty Pryde plus teleportation. So she's the means of travel. Oh, we need to get to door A and building B halfway across the planet. You know, time is of the essence. All right, Trailblazer. Here's the location. Here's the path. Find it. Got it. You know, it's not a great ability. It's not very, like I said, not very combat applicated, but it's a superhero ability. She can be very effective. You know, just doing what just doing that. That magical handy haversack that they gave her that can pull random shit out. It's stupid. It doesn't fit. Again, I bring up the example of Wolverine. Anybody could be Wolverine. You know, if it was just his suit, they gave him the claws. Anybody could be Trailblazer if it's just her bag. But if you ditch the bag, make the powers her powers, and give them utility powers, and she's pretty decent. Let's tackle the real worst of the bunch. Snowflake and Safespace. Oh God, Jesus. Jesus Christ. Crispy on a cross. 1,000-yard stare into a fiery inferno. I look at their design and oh God, Jesus Christ. I look at their design and I want to vomit. It's clear that oh God, Jesus Christ. I don't even know where to begin tackling this one. Let's just read the blurb they have for them at here. Psychic twins. All twins are psychic, but we're psychic-er. Oh Jesus. Snowflake, cryokinetic, can materialize snowflakes in the shape of Shargan projectiles for throwing. Safespace can materialize pink force fields, but he can't inhabit them himself. The reflex only works when he's protecting others. They're hyper-aware of modern cultural and optics, and they see their superhero king as a post-ironic meditation on using violence to combat bullying. They're probably streaming this. Oh God! It also says that Safespace and Snowflake are twins, and their names are very similar to Screentime, and the idea that their term used around the internet, they don't see as derogatory. Oh, Jesus Christ. Heaven help me. I don't know why I did this to myself. Alright, so they're twins. Oh, Jesus. Alright. Now, for anyone that knows the the DC characters, Hawk and Dove, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm going to use the Wonder Twins as another example. from DC. Now, Hawk and Dove have a similar motif. Hawk is more strong, aggressive, and he fights, while Dove is better example of playing Hawk and Dove. Hawk is the beat stick, Dove is the carrot. You know? And from what I'm seeing to these two characters, it's supposed to be something similar. Snowflake is the beat stick, while Safespace is the carrot. You know? I would this is what I would instantly do to fix their characters, because it's clear that they're supposed to be non-binary. Snowflake is supposed to be female presenting, while Safespace is male presenting, and they, them, and whatnot, whatever the fuck. I would change that to be, these two are aliens. I would ditch the twins aspect, if you will, let's just keep the twins aspect, because it seems to be, they're aliens, you know, so you could have that their color scheme is the pink and whatnot. First off, I would change their powers slightly. It kind of makes no sense that Safespace can't inhabit his own barriers. I get him that he needs to use them to protect people, but if he's in danger, who's gonna hold up the damn barrier? You know, so it would make sense that his power, he can use his powers on himself as well. You know, he's the shield. Snowflake is the spear. I would totally change, like, that shark and shit. I'm pretty sure they turn the snowflakes and whatnot. Change it. She is essentially Sub-Zero. She can do ice blast. She can do ice sculpting, if you will. I brought up the Wonder Twins because the male Wonder Twin could, like, form of ice water, or, you know, ice bridge. Snowflake, right there. There you go. That's Snowflake, and she doesn't turn it into herself, but she can make it. And to play up the twins aspect, you know, the psychic twins aspect, I don't know if it's true, but it should be, that they're mentally connected. So even make it that their powers are connected even more. They're stronger together. Like, when they're apart, maybe his barriers relent. Maybe have it that they need each other, sort of like a symbiotic relationship. You know, when they're together, they both feel strong and energetic, and they can do anything. But separated for a long enough period of time, both of them become lethargic. You know, I'm weak. I can't do anything. I'm tired. That's their issue. It would give them a, what's the word I'm looking for? It would give them a weakness that they really can't overcome. It's inherent to their alien nature. You know, they're connected mentally. Again, I would change the color scheme of the guy. Instead of having pink or hot pink, maybe make it a little redder. Maybe crimson would be better. It would contrast with the sky blue to show the opposite. As for his Safespace's abilities, the barrier shit is the applications for that one would be pretty good, especially if he could use it himself. Maybe he finds he could make a set of body armor with his barrier. So essentially, he has he becomes a living. When it's sort of like a kinetic barrier from Mass Effect, where it can absorb damage, and because it's his mind or whatever they're saying is powering this shit. You know, they say they're psychic. You know, it's a as long as he's conscious, as long as he's next to Snowflake, his barrier is damn near impenetrable. You know, there are other methods of attacking him. Like you don't attack him physically. You attack his mind. You attack their bond because my barrier protects damage. It don't protect against psychic attacks or sonic attacks, or you know, it doesn't protect against magical attacks. You know, physical damage, physical actions. And Snowflake, again, I would ditch the Sharkins, make her Sub-Zero, where she's a chronomancer, where she's just freeze, stop, do this, do that. You know, I need a weapon, so she makes one of ice. Maybe that she doesn't necessarily, she pulls on the ambient air, moisture in the air and makes ice from that. I would change her name from I would stop using the internet terms and give them cryo and barrier, you know, or spear, lance, and shield. You know, that's their abilities. You know, lance and shield. There we go. We got over this. Because they're aliens, you can get away with the design, the look where they look androgynous. You know, again, they're aliens. They're not designed to. They don't fit human aesthetics, or they don't quite get human aesthetics. You know, so their genders are undefinable. What would I do with the? I would get rid of the. I would get rid, again, the color scheme for the male or Safespace. You know, pink is just, God. Maybe a red or a darker shade of blue. You know, that way they're both blue. And technically, Snowflake should technically be white, or her motif should be white, because it's fucking snow. I'm pretty sure last time I saw fresh white powder, it was fresh white powder. But, whatever. Honestly, in the hands of a more creative person than Dan Kibblesmith and someone that wasn't fucking woke, these characters could have been pretty good. The internet gas shit still boggles my mind. Like, what the fuck is internet gas? Of the new, what I redesigned, I honestly do like being negative with he's the son of Morbius. Instead of him getting a rogue blood transfusion to save his life, he's that's his son. Again, it would give him connection to an already established character. It would put Blade. It would put him in Blade's frenemy range. It can give him crossovers with other, people that work with Blade and the vampire deal shit with vampires. If this was the '90s comic or '90s cartoon, I could see him stopping by fucking Spider-Man. I was hunting down my father. I thought he was here. There you go. Trailblazier. A chunky superhero can work, or a large superhero can work. Again, you have to base her powers around a utility versus a combat thing. Combat-wise, she's fucking useless. But for a utility power, she's fucking great. Especially with my redesign where she's essentially their teleportation system. She's fast travel, or she's extraction. Well, you got people like Vamp, I'll call him Vamp, the vampire Vamp, Shield and Lance, working combat. You got her rescuing people. You got Screentime with Signal. We'll call him Signal in my redesign. You got Signal working fucking... He's monitoring the situation. Oh, shit. I just picked up some chatter that says 5 enemies, 5 soldiers are on their way en route. Y'all need to speed it up. They're bringing out the tanks. I'm getting tanks on the I'm seeing the tank tread signals or something about the tanks. Here comes, I just got patched into the police comm system, and they're saying there's a hold up in I'm about to say Metropolis because I'm thinking DC. There's in Hell's Kitchen. So let's get over there and deal with it. I don't know where the hell the New Warriors are from. I don't know what they deal with. Whatever. I haven't read a comic in years because it's all been fucking trash. Again, these characters could be better in the hands of a more creative person, which Dan Kibblesmith clearly is not. It may be, I may be some schmuck bitching and complaining on the internet. I don't know. Like this format. I think the next one I tackle, I might actually read the comic is based off of. I'm thinking of doing either I'm Not Starfire or fixing Picard season 1, because dear fucking God, that was a goddamn shit show. Alright, if you're listening, thank you. Feel free to comment, like, share, subscribe, all that good juicy shit. Alright, I'm out. Bye-bye.